Do you remember this scene from the 1991 Oliver Stone movie JFK?
There are hundreds of documents that could help prove this conspiracy. Why are they being withheld or burned by the government? All these documents are yours. The people's property. You pay for it. But because the government considers you children who might be too disturbed or distressed to face this reality, or because you might possibly lynch those involved, you cannot see these documents for another 75 years.
That scene is particularly relevant this week. The movie and the conspiracy speculation that it generated led to the 1992 law known as the JFK Assassination Records Collection Act, which requires that more than 3,000 previously classified documents and parts of 30,000 others must be made public by the law's 25th anniversary, which is this Thursday, October 26th. JFK's assassination has haunted America for generations and inspired endless conspiracy theories about whether other forces were responsible besides just the shooter, Lee Harvey Oswald. The only person who could have prevented the release is President Donald Trump. And this morning, he tweeted this: "Subject to the receipt of further information, I will be allowing, as president, the long-blocked and classified JFK files to be opened." Joining me now to discuss and what the papers could reveal, Gerald Posner, who wrote the book on the assassination, Case Closed, in which he concluded that Oswald did it and he acted alone. Hey, Gerald, I should begin with this. Pretty amazing that you wrote a bestseller on the Kennedy assassination and came to the very non-sensationalist conclusion that the Warren Commission got it right.
Yeah, you know, Michael, it's right. The conclusion is the same, Oswald alone. But what I did, as you know, 20 years ago in my book, and what these files are doing, and they're important, why they continue to come out, is they fill in the history of the case and they show us how the FBI and the CIA repeatedly misled the Warren Commission, how they were hiding up things to cover their own bureaucratic behinds, and they gave the evidence of a conspiracy. It wasn't a conspiracy for murder, as you just showed in that clip from Stone's JFK, but a conspiracy of their own bureaucratic reputations. And that's what we're finding out in history. That's what we found out over the decades. The truth is Oswald killed the president, but there was also a cover-up by these agencies to mislead the government to protect themselves.
What do you think we're going to learn in the 3,000 files?
Well, you know, in these 3,000 files, when you say that, it's tens of thousands of pages of documents inside of them. So they're files, but then there are larger materials in between. And they include everything from files about the Watergate burglar E. Howard Hunt. There's files about an attorney for Carlos Marcello, the mob boss who was, some thought, involved in the assassination. There's a psychological profile of Lee Harvey Oswald by the CIA. But the biggest news that JFK researchers are looking for, and historians, is the area about Mexico City, where Oswald was only 7 weeks before the assassination. He was trying to get back to Cuba. He went to the Soviet mission twice and the Cuban mission, and he was thrown out of all of them. What did the CIA learn about his visit there? Did he make a threat against Kennedy, as some have reported over the years? That might be in the files. And that's one of the reasons people were afraid they might not be released, is because sources are disclosed in there who were informants for the CIA in the Mexican government. Some of them might still be alive. It could be embarrassing for the Mexicans, but it looks as though with that tweet just a few minutes ago, my favorite tweet of the Trump presidency, that we might end up seeing all these files in a few days.